Hello, my friend. Once a ceremonial drink reserved for Aztec royalty, cocoa has become a global comfort food, fueling a $50 billion chocolate industry. But what secrets are hidden inside every spoonful of Hershey's cocoa powder? And what does its journey reveal about agriculture, technology, and the future of food? Cocoa's story begins over 3,000 years ago in the rainforests of Central and South America. Theobroma cacao, literally food of the gods, was used by the Maya and Aztec for ritual drinks, currency, and medicine. Spanish colonists brought cocoa to Europe in the 1500s, sparking a craze for chocolate as a luxury among European elites. By the late 19th century, cocoa reached North America, no longer a drink for kings, but a treat for everyone. The birth of Hershey's cocoa. Democratizing chocolate. Milton S. Hershey, son of a Pennsylvania Mennonite family, believed in the power of chocolate for the masses. In 1894, he launched Hershey's as the first American company to make affordable milk chocolate and cocoa powder. By 1905, Hershey's factory in Derry, PA was the world's largest, pioneering mass production and product consistency. Fun fact: Hershey's cocoa powder remains a baking staple in over 100 million American homes today. Cocoa farming, from pod to bean. Hershey sources most of its cocoa from West Africa, Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, Nigeria; Latin America, Ecuador, Brazil; Southeast Asia, Indonesia. Cocoa tree facts: grows in hot, humid climates within 20 degrees of the equator. Each tree produces 20 to 30 pods per year, each containing 30 to 40 beans. Global cocoa bean production: 5 million metric tons per year, ICCO 2023. Smallholder farmers, 90% of the world's cocoa. Hand harvest pods, ferment beans in banana leaves, and sun-dry them before export. Challenge: most cocoa farmers earn less than $50 a day, facing poverty, crop disease, and volatile prices. Processing: how beans become Hershey's cocoa powder. After harvesting and drying. 1. Shipping: beans arrive at Hershey's processing plants in North America. 2. Roasting: beans are roasted to develop flavor. 3. Cracking and winnowing: shells are removed, nibs remain. 4. Grinding: nibs are milled into a thick paste, cocoa liquor. 5. Pressing: cocoa liquor is hydraulically pressed to separate out cocoa butter for chocolate bars from the solid cake. 6. Pulverizing: the cake is ground into a fine, rich cocoa powder. Natural versus Dutch processed. Hershey's classic cocoa is natural. No added alkali, preserving tart, complex flavors, and higher antioxidants. The science and nutrition of cocoa powder. Cocoa powder is more than flavor. Antioxidants: flavanols may support heart health, blood flow, and cognitive function. Minerals: magnesium, iron, potassium, zinc. Diet-friendly: unsweetened cocoa is low-calorie, low-fat, naturally gluten-free, and vegan. Data: 1 tablespoon equals 12 calories, 1 g protein, 1 g fiber, 0 cholesterol. Contains more antioxidants per gram than red wine or blueberries. Health caveats: benefits come from unsweetened cocoa. Most chocolate desserts add sugar and fats. Too much can add excess caffeine and oxalates. Baking and culinary revolution. Why Hershey's cocoa matters. Hershey's cocoa is the backbone of countless recipes. Brownies, cakes, cookies, hot cocoa, frostings, smoothies, mug cakes. Used in restaurants, bakeries, and home kitchens alike. Consumer data: over 100 million lbs of Hershey's cocoa powder sold annually. Nielsen, 2022. The US is the world's largest chocolate market, $22 billion year, with cocoa powder a staple for baking and beverages. Cultural note: Hershey's hot cocoa is a symbol of American comfort, from holiday gatherings to camping trips. Sustainability, ethics, and certification. Cocoa farming faces big sustainability challenges. Deforestation. Millions of hectares of rainforest cleared for cocoa, especially in West Africa. Child labor. A persistent problem with over 1.5 million children in hazardous cocoa work, U.S. Department of Labor, 2021. Climate risk. Cocoa trees are sensitive to drought and disease. Yields may fall 20 to 30% by 2050 without new practices. Hershey's response. Cocoa for Good. $500 million initiative to fight child labor, protect forests, and raise farmer incomes by 2030. Sourcing more cocoa with Rainforest Alliance or Fair Trade certification. Mapping supply chains, supporting gender equity, promoting agroforestry progress. In 2023, 86% of Hershey's cocoa was certified and sustainable, up from 4% in 2012. Economics and the global cocoa trade. Cocoa is big business. Global chocolate market, $130 billion, 2023. U.S. is the #1 importer of cocoa beans and powder. Top producing countries: Côte d'Ivoire, 40%, Ghana, 20%, Indonesia, 10%. Price volatility. Cocoa prices fluctuate with harvests, disease, like witch's broom, political instability, and speculation. 2023 saw record high prices, up 40%, due to weather and plant disease in West Africa. Who wins? Chocolate companies, like Hershey's, set global standards and contract prices. Smallholder farmers remain most vulnerable, often receiving just 6% of the final retail price. Innovation, quality, and the future of cocoa powder. Hershey's invests heavily in R&D. Reducing sugar in chocolate and baking products. Launching organic and special dark cocoa lines. Partnering with startups on cocoa flavor mapping, precision fermentation, and new chocolate alternatives. New uses. High-protein cocoa shakes, low-sugar baking mixes, cocoa-based beauty products. Vegan and plant-based markets, fueling demand for cocoa in non-dairy milks, bars, and snacks. Sustainability. AI-driven farm advisory apps for West African growers. Carbon-neutral shipping pilots. Exploring upcycled cocoa shell fibers for food and packaging. Cultural impact. Cocoa's universal language. From winter hot chocolate to chocolate birthday cake, cocoa powder links food memories across generations. In America, Hershey's is almost synonymous with cocoa flavor and tradition. Globally, cocoa connects Africa, Latin America, Asia, and Europe in a single value chain. Fair chocolate and bean-to-bar movements are reshaping how people think about quality, justice, and taste. Final reflection. The story of cocoa is about transformation, of beans to powder, tradition to technology, and hardship to hope for farming families. A spoonful of change. Every spoonful of Hershey's cocoa powder contains more than flavor. It's a snapshot of science, agriculture, ethics, and innovation. As consumers and cooks, our choices ripple through global supply chains, from tropical farms to our own kitchens. Final thought. If cocoa could once be the food of kings, what future food innovations are we ready to imagine and make real next? Do you use Hershey's cocoa in baking, drinks, or creative ways? Should more cocoa be certified, or is taste your top priority? Share your cocoa creations and thoughts below. Subscribe to AGRI 360X for more deep dives into food, farming, and the global future. New videos daily at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m.